Oh my God, that really says live.
That's right. We're live, man.
Like people kind of expect me to be one time where some guy like apparently kidnapped my friend and was gonna like kill him. This woman walked up to me and she's like, "I've been talking to your father, but my dad's been dead for like 25, 26 years. Yeah, he's been speaking to me in my dreams." It's kind of annoying, but I like to say like it's because I'm like, you know, different, like I'm better than other people.
And I'm here with my longtime friend, customer, Mexican food fanatic, Andrew Chiang.
Andrew Chiang, yeah.
Andrew Chiang. The first time you came to the restaurant, we were chatting. When I went over, talked to my wife, she's like, "Do you know who that is?" I said, "Yeah, it's just Drew." Right? And she's just like, "No, that's the great-grandson of Chiang Kai-Shek." And I was like, "What? Really?"
Well, I will tell you, it's surprisingly more normal than you'd expect. If you didn't know, Taiwan actually has a super large percentage of its population as ultra high net worth individuals. So it's a really interesting statistic. Taiwan is ranked number 11 in the world for the number of super high net worth, ultra high net worth individuals that we have. But when you think about us in a population perspective, that's actually not a very large population.
Yeah.
It ends up breaking down to be a lot. And I mean, you know, the dollar goes a long way in Taiwan. So you can have like servants, multiple houses, drivers, all this different type of stuff. Never had that. Like, I just feel like people kind of expect me to be, actually to this day, people just don't believe that I just don't have as much money as other people.
Okay.
They'd be like, your parents are hiding it from you or something. Like they just can't believe it,
That's
you know?
funny.
But my mom drives like a Toyota Camry that's kind of like busted up. And everything's just kind of like normal in that. Actually, you know what's a big problem? Crazy people. Like legit actual crazy people.
Okay.
Like there was one time where some guy like apparently kidnapped my friend and was gonna like kill him, but then it was like a con. And then, but then after that, another thing happened where the first time it was in lobby. This woman walked up to me and she's like, "Oh, I've been talking to your father recently." And I was like, "But my dad's been dead for like literally like 20, at the time, like 25, 26 years. And then she was like, "Yeah, he's been speaking to me in my dreams." And I was like, "What?" And so I take off running. And then the next time it was weird because somebody ringed the doorbell at my house. Same woman.
Oh, no.
And then she'd be like, "Oh, your
Stalking
father came to my dreams and said I had a piece of your brother's company." Which
no.
I found kind of weird because my brother don't even give that to me. You know, we're not on the best terms. And I'm like, so who's this crazy person who did that? And also, this other woman somehow kept getting my phone number and being like, she's my wife. Like, it was really interesting. One time, I was actually literally standing next to my wife when she called and when I'm your wife. I don't understand how she hasn't gotten this phone number. It's been like 5 or 6 or 7 phone numbers. She finally didn't get this one. Like, I haven't gotten some weird, crazy stalker.
Do you ever wish you had a time machine so you could go back in time and buy up all those tech stocks before they blew up? Well, unfortunately, time travel hasn't been invented yet. We're waiting on you, Elon. But I want to introduce you to the next best thing. Introducing LevelFields.ai. LevelFields.ai uses cutting-edge AI to analyze millions of global financial events, uncovering patterns that often impact stock prices. Whether you're an options trader or a swing trader, LevelFields.ai simplifies the process by showing historical trends and helping you predict what's next. Take the guesswork out of investing. Save time, save money, and transform your trading game in 2025. Visit LevelFields.ai now to start trading smarter.
And the news reporters,
man, okay.
There's like no, it's kind of annoying, but I like to say like it's because I'm like, you know, different, like I'm better than other people.
Understand.
Because in the news, like regular people, they actually have to be like censored in the face. Okay. But I don't get censored, so it's either I'm a slave or I'm a statesman, you know.
There you
like
go, brother.
Like I'm special, so sometimes I kind of feel like it's a psychological illness that other people forced on me. Because you see, growing up as I was a kid, people would always tell me, "You're different, you're special, like your family is like a god, basically like a god-like
it's like
entity."
It's like the royal family.
Yeah, like your royalty, you know, like you're just made different than other people. So like as you listen listen to that and it's like 100 times, 200 times, if I actually start to believe it to a certain extent, is that really 100% my fault? And then sometimes I kind of feel like it really like kind of shaped my personality a little bit. Like I feel like I went through like a lot of drastic changes in my life. I'm always, you know, like I kind of feel like I need to at least be a business owner or something like that. Gotcha. Like I feel like I have higher standards for myself than other people because like I caved to the responsibility to be like that.
You feel like you've had like a spotlight on you?
Oh yeah, but like, you know, I kind of feel like it's like a responsibility to live with the responsibility of the spotlight, you know, because it's there. So like you literally have to behave a certain standard better than other people at like in like every junction in life.
And you're born with the spotlight.
Yeah, you know, and it really like affect my personality. And then also like I'm a manic bipolar disorder, so like we'll pop off and seem very different. Like I'll and you'll be like, why? Because I'm usually like a really nice chill guy. Like we've been talking for like I don't know how long because I can't see the actual time.
25, 28 minutes.
Like I'm a pretty chill guy, you know. But then all of a sudden I get like really the opposite of chill, but like about this chill. But anyways, I was like, man, I don't want to get on the news or like go to prison or like all different types of stuff. When I go into the police station, if I go into court or something like that, and I'm getting questioned or something like that, it is super obvious and super apparent that I am not just some other person. Like they all know me. They know my name. They know my back. This was kind of nice too. You know, it's more positive because sometimes I get a negative media attention, kind of negative and stuff.
Do you remember the first time you went to CKS Memorial Hall?
I didn't actually go there like ever. I actually went to his grave. He got like a special grave. It's like he actually never really wanted to be buried in Taiwan. Like it's like a thing from our prefecture in China where you get buried in the earth and like a final resting place. And he wanted to be returned to his final resting place, being like the motherland and like where he had because it's like a very special, specific tomb. It's weird. Like it's like a literal, like a huge pyramid mound of dirt, plants grow on it and stuff like that. It's not the standard thing that you get in other places. Anyways, so he is like kind of buried in like a mausoleum or something like that because he can't actually officially be put into the dirt because of whatever it is.
Interesting.
And I would go there every time I came back. And then I went to my grandma's house, which ironically enough was at some point in time the presidential
palace.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, you know, and it was in a way kind of normal because I mean I was kind of like drilled into it as like a kid. Even before I came to Taiwan, you're special, you know, blah 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 blah. I get to Taiwan, you know, it's the presidential thing. Got guards and stuff like that. Go fishing with them. Had a really big house when I was a kid. And then it got taken away by the government. But I will tell you, it was big enough where it's now an apartment complex. We had a bear, an alligator.
What?
Electric eels, a pack of dogs, flying squirrel, chimpanzee.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. It's like Mike Tyson out to do with the tiger. That's so cool. You had the life, bro.
Had a bear.
A bear. That's just as cool. When did it start? Like
always.
Just like you're born, they're like, you're royal.
Yeah.
Really?
Always. Yeah.
So as long as you can remember.
Been on the news since I can remember getting mad. Apparently, they put a bad news report. The highest click-through rate I've ever gotten before was like number 2 on the day or something like that. They put out a fake story where my wife was drunk at my wedding because you see my wife has like a bad alcohol tolerance, so we were actually afraid of her getting drunk. Be embarrassing. So we actually filled up her wine bottle with grape juice. So the whole night she was grape juice. She never drank alcohol. Put out a news report saying she was drunk.
Like,
my mom was mad. And highest click-through I've ever gotten before.
Jeez. I think all of the negative stuff seems to pop off more. When you have children, what will be kind of like what are you going to tell them about the family history?
I honestly never really thought about what I was saying to my family, but now that you brought it up, I guess I would tie into my overall theme, which is like, you know, you're pretty much like responsible for your life, and like if whatever bad happens, there's like really no way taking back, like rewinding time and taking back the mistake. You know, you mess up bad enough in school, man, you're kind of done. You know, but you know, maybe just it's best to accept the fact that you're under the spotlight, because when you can accept the fact that you're under the spotlight, it actually is probably hugely beneficial. Because I used to be like dicks to cops and stuff like that, and it would turn one way, and then I've also tried the exact opposite of being like a nice and respectful, helpful guy. The complete opposite happened. You know what I mean? So to behave accordingly probably is a good thing. Like I also kind of feel like at the time, like when I was more rebellious and kind of like intentionally fucking messing around in order to.
Everybody does that in their when they're a teenager in their 20s.
Yeah, but I was like kind of intentionally doing it to like go against this whole being under the spotlight thing. Like if you're gonna put me under the spotlight, I'm gonna be especially bad or something like that. And when I decided not to do that, my life actually went a lot better. I kind of feel like even though me and my brothers don't really get along that much, we're probably better now than we've been in a long, long time, you know, just multiple different things. I'm also kind of on like a positive show. I'm on Eddie Live.
Dude, right? You are welcome back anytime, bro.
Sure,
You've been coming here for years. You want to do work or if you want to open a company or something like that. Do you feel like you could be treated differently? People will know who you are?
A lot of people try to rip me off.
Oh, shit. Okay.
A lot of people try to rip me off.
Like, this guy's rich. Just take what he's got.
Yep. A lot of people do underhanded stuff.
Really?
Very, very often.
How do you overcome stuff like that? People are trying to rip you off. So how are you able to be like, you know what, I'm going to rise above that?
Maybe because I'm a good guy. Honestly, maybe because I'm a good guy. I kind of feel like I like to say, like, the people who like and don't like you, the percentage-wise is about the same. Like, it just really depends how many people you've come into contact with. I like to say the whole country knows me. I might not know the whole country. When it ended up not being like that, it was all kind of planned, though. Like, so my family, like, all lived in, like, government buildings.
Okay.
And then it all got taken away by the government, but that was, like, kind of the plan. Like, we weren't supposed to buy, like, a bunch of real estate and be like Kim Jong-un. Literally, it was, like, design, grow up more wholesomely.
Understandable.
Have less money, kind of like give up the grip of power. This actually could have been, what's that shit called? It's like is it called a tyrant? What do they call like dictators?
Dictator.
Yeah. It could have literally been a literal dictator. It could have factually been, and it was planned not to be a dictatorship.
Okay. Cool,
to become a democracy. I guess like a lot of people probably have some misconceptions. Don't get me wrong, definitely not like it was like a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, I lived in a nice neighborhood. There was like, you know, wealthy CEOs in my neighborhood and stuff like that. Just not like super balling out of control. Kind of like right down to being under the spotlight, having a target. I kind of enjoy it.
Okay.
I like it. I used to think it was some type of burden or something like that.
Okay.
Until one day it kind of clicked that it's kind of like a blessing. Like you were like, oh, you look so fit, you look so young and stuff like that. I will tell you, it has a lot to do with the spotlight and the people trying to fuck me over and shit like that.
Okay.
You know, it like forces me. I'm gonna be around these people who are going to, you know, I have to be like more alert and aware and stuff.
So how do you honoring the legacy of your family, but also you're still your own man, you still want to do your own thing?
I feel like, honestly, the problem with world today is a lot of people don't realize, like, the world isn't, like, sunshine or lollipops in a way. There's disappointment. True. Like, don't get me wrong, like, have dreams, have ambitions and stuff like that, but I feel like you also have to understand to a certain extent that things fail. Things don't work the way you want them to work. Will they? I mean, for a while, I actually was like, oh, you know, like a war would be kind of cool. But in the end, like, we're just living in different times. Like, in reality, like, because the war, like, honestly, the war stuff is actually kind of like mainstream media at this point in time. But I kind of wonder, and I hope that most people are going to react like me and be like, I don't really, war sounds all good and gravy on the news and media, but we're talking about actual
bullets flying in the freaking street.
Bombs, and then a lot of people will just be like, I don't want to. You know what? Like, truth is, like, I'd probably be pissed off at the whole situation because I kind of feel like a lot of people behaving stupidly and stuff like that. So I'd have like a lot of pent up anger and rage and stuff like that. One might say I'd be very unhappy, and even then, I'm like, man, but I got a wife, I got like a dog. I got cats. I like my life and stuff like that. You know, the world's just different these days. You know, of course, I do have my ambitions. I do want a successful import-export business. I maybe do want to get into something that's important geopolitically. I don't necessarily feel like it's geopolitically so much as economically. Taiwan's honestly, in my opinion, probably the best place to live in the world.
It is. It is.
For all its problems, it's probably one of the best places to live in the world. I like the pacing of Taiwan.